Hey guys, Richard Oldner here. Where are my 6-liter fans? What 6-liter guy wants more power? I better see every one of those freaking hands up. The question is, what camshaft should I use? Should I run a stock cam? Should I run a truck cam? Should I run a sloppy stage 2 or something even bigger? I know, let's ask Richard. He's probably tested it. In this video, I'm going to show you a bunch of different camshafts for your 6-liter so you can pick the best cam. I'm going to show you the stock cam, a bunch of truck cams, a sloppy stage 2 cam, the factory LS3 cam, and then a big comp cam to show you which kind of power curve you want for your 6-liter. But I'm also going to show you graphically from the dyno results why I'm so excited about getting my hands on a truck Norris cam. This video does not have that, but I'm going to show you why I'm so excited about that test. I've got some interesting comparisons here between some Brian Tooley stage 1, 2, and 3 truck cams and some factory cams and the sloppy cam and some other performance cams. And this is pretty good information. So let's take a look. We've got our 6-liter LY6, which is a rec port headed LY6. It originally came as a VVT motor, but we replaced that with a fixed 6-liter cam, and it was a later 6-liter, not the LM7 camshaft. We ran it with long tube headers, the Holley HP management system. We ran it both with the LY6 truck intake manifold and the LS3, and we ran those comparisons of the two intake manifolds with multiple camshafts, and they basically made the same power on every time we tested them, which was 4 or 5 different times. And so they made the same power. We ran, obviously, a manual throttle body and not the electronic drive-by-wire stuff. We put springs on the heads because we would be running multiple camshafts on this thing, so we wanted to make sure we had valve spring to take care of the bigger cams that we would eventually run. And it's also worth noting that the Brian Tooley Racing Stage 1, 2, and 3 truck cams that we tested, these were the version 1, so this was long ago. They also came out later with a version 2, and then now they've even replaced that with a version 3, if you will, and also the truck Norris cam, which I think would be the best combination of all of these, and I can't wait to actually test that one, but we're going to talk about that later on. Run with our stock 6-liter cam and the long tube headers, and obviously the thing was tuned, our LY6 6-liter, produced 443 horsepower and 467 foot-pounds, and here's what happened when we installed our stage 1 truck cam. We picked up pretty good power, went up to 474. Torque was up to 480 foot-pounds. The interesting thing is I want to show you a comparison between this stage 1 truck cam, which has a 527-535 lift split, a 206-212 degree duration split, and 114 degree lobe separation angle, and the factory LS3 camshaft, which is very, very close in specs. It has a 204-211 degree duration split, 551, so slightly more intake lift, and 525 exhaust lift, and 117 degree lobe separation angle. So let's take a look and see. Here is our factory LS3 camshaft. Factory LS3 camshaft is in red, and you can see they basically made the same peak power. 474, 474.7 for the LS3 camshaft, so the peak numbers were pretty good, and above 5,800 or so, the LS3 camshaft actually made a little bit more power. If you see, if you're revving this thing out to 6,500, you can eke out a little bit more power than the truck cam, but take a look what happens below 5,700 RPM. The little truck cam makes a lot more torque. I mean, everywhere in the curve from 2,500 all the way up to 5,700 or so. And here in the middle, like we'll pick a point here at 3,400 RPM. We're looking at 428 versus 398. So like 30 foot-pounds. That's quite a bit. And so the little truck cam, even though it has similar specs to the factory LS3 cam, a tighter LSA, it makes a lot more average power. And we'll see this if you go up in the truck cams. The stage 2 is kind of my favorite for this 6-liter combination because it makes almost the same power and torque as the stage 1, but makes a lot more peak power. So it mimics the stage 1 all the way up to 4,200. It ended up making, let's see here, 494 horsepower. Peak torque checked in, and we got a nice, starting to get a nice little torque plateau here, 482 foot-pounds. Only below 3,000 RPM did we start to see possibly a slight loss in torque compared to the stage 1 cam, but it's still probably even with the stock cam and definitely quite a bit above the factory LS3 cam. So our final one was obviously the stage 3 cam. It made the most peak power, 504 horsepower, but you can see it's starting to lose torque. It's starting to lose torque below 4,400 or so. It's still never down as low as the LS3, except right down here at 2,600 RPM. So it would be a better choice, obviously, than a factory LS3, and it makes a lot more power, obviously, and more power basically everywhere. But down low, they're going to kind of make the same power. So you guys can choose where you want your power production. And again, these are the version 1 cams. The version 2 were better than these, and then the new version is even better, and the Truck Norris cam probably is way better than all of these, I would imagine. So let's take a look now at some bigger cams. Having tested the earlier versions of the truck cam, I'll show you why I'm so excited about testing the Truck Norris cam and even the later versions of these truck cams. So this is our stage 2 truck cam on our 6-liter. We were at 494 horsepower. Got a little torque plateau here, 482 foot-pounds. This was our stage 3. You can see a little bit more peak power, but we traded power down low. And here is the Matt Happel's favorite, the famous sloppy stage 2 cam. And it makes a little bit more peak power. In fact, it makes more peak torque there and kind of shares torque production on the first part of the RPM range with the stage 2. And that's exactly why I wanted to test the Truck Norris cam. Because remember, these are version 1 truck cams. So there's been a version 2 and a version 3. And then now also there's this Truck Norris cam. And I already know that the Truck Norris cam, having seen the test stuff that Brian did, the Truck Norris cam is better than the version 3 stuff. So it's going to make more low-speed power. So what I think will happen when we test the Truck Norris cam, be interesting to compare it to the sloppy stage 2 maybe later on in a test. But what I think would happen is the Truck Norris cam is going to make more low-speed power than any of these. The thing that I don't know, and the thing that I'm excited about testing with, is I don't know how much more power and how much more torque it's going to make than this sloppy cam, for instance, on the 6-liter. I don't think, given the specs of this thing, because this sloppy cam is a 228-230, and the Truck Norris cam has much lower duration specs, and that's essentially a smaller cam, I don't know if it will ultimately make the same peak power as the bigger cam. It'll be interesting to see where the crossover point is. I'm pretty confident that it's going to make more power through a lot of the curve. I just don't know where the crossover point is. I'm going to go ahead and put the specs up here for these different cams so you can see the different lift and duration specs. But the sloppy cam of all of these is definitely the biggest cam of these three compared to the smaller stage 1 or stage 2 and stage 3 truck cams. But it's interesting that the stage 3 truck cam, even being 10 degrees less duration, 218 versus 228 for the sloppy cam, is within about 10 horsepower, I think. Let's see, we're at 504 versus 514. So yeah, right at about 10 horsepower. I'm pretty confident that the new versions of the truck cam have that much more power. And like I said, the Truck Norris cam might be the best of all of those. So it'll be interesting to test. But we're here also to take a look at other bigger cams. Since this is a 6-liter, it has lots of head flow. It's got the factory LS3 style rec port heads on it. It's got enough intake manifold. It's got long tube headers. So what it really needs to make power is more camshaft. Well, here's what happened when we put the Comp 469 cam. Basically, that's a camshaft that has a 231, 247 degree duration split. It's got, 617, 624 lift and 113 degree lobe separation angle. But there are lots of cams that are in that range that are right at the limit of fitting the available piston to valve clearance. So it's going to be, the thing you need to be concerned with is that number, the intake duration number, because that's what's going to hit first. The intake valve is definitely going to hit. You have a lot of room on the exhaust side, but the intake valve is what gets close. And it's, a lot of guys think, well, how much lift can I run? It has nothing to do with the lift. It has almost nothing to do with the lift. It's all the duration. Something in the 231, 232, 233, depending on where you put the lobe separation angle. The more you tighten up the LSA, the less piston to valve clearance you have and the less duration you can run. You can juggle those two figures, but this is what happened when you run a fairly good sized cam that's getting up near the limit of the available piston to valve clearance on a 6-liter that has good head flow. Excuse me. We're looking at 543 horsepower. So it's about 30 up on the on the sloppy stage 2, which is a 228 cam. But it's only better from about 5,000 on up, which is an interesting dilemma for a lot of guys, because if you're drag racing this thing and you're running from 5,000 to 7,000, which would not be an unusual RPM range for you to run your LS in if you're going down the drag strip, the bigger cam is definitely going to win the race. It's going to make more power. It's going to make more average power in that RPM range, and it's just going to be faster. But if you look down below that, the smaller 228 sloppy cam actually makes more torque, not by a ton, but by some, compared to the, bigger, almost not gonna fit kind of cam. So if we take a look down here, we see a difference of 399, 420. So 20 to 25 extra foot-pounds down low for the smaller cam. And that's something we see a lot. You trade power, up top where you get big power gains on the big cam, you also get a low speed power loss. Let's get to our conclusion. Okay, 6 liter guys, there's a lot of good information in this video. Basically, it gives you the range. I'm gonna go ahead and put my corners up here. It gives you a range of camshaft. Let me get my hands in here, right? Oh, there's that one goes out here. So you can have this much. You can have this much. You can have the range of camshaft that you can use in your stock bottom end motor, basically with the available piston to valve clearance. So we have the big camshaft, and all of the cams that are going to fit are going to be near that lift and duration, and more importantly, the duration, as we've talked about many times. It's really the duration, the intake duration, that determines how much camshaft you can fit with the available piston to valve clearance. So it's going to be somewhere near that 231, 232, 233, depending on what the lobe separation is. If you tighten the LSA, you reduce piston to valve clearance. So you have to juggle those two things. There's lots of room with the exhaust duration. So the big cam that you can fit in there, if you have stock piston to valve clearance, is going to be near that. And then the stock cam is on the other end of that. Now, there are other cams that you could put in to make less power, although I don't know why you would want to do that. So somewhere, all the other cams that you can run on your 6 liter are going to be within that range, and they're all going to make power within that range of that big spread that you saw. So they're all fit there somewhere in the middle. The interesting thing, and the thing that makes me want to run the truck Norris cam so bad, are the results that we got, especially down low comparing to the truck cam to like the sloppy stage 2 cam. Those are kind of go-to cams for a lot of guys. Truck cams are very popular. That sloppy stage 2, also very popular. What I'm excited about is I know that truck Norris cam, because I've seen some of the dyno results that Brian has supplied, I know the truck Norris cam is going to make a lot more low-speed power. I honestly think it's going to make more peak power than any of the truck cams or these early truck cams that I tested. So that should put it very close to the sloppy stage 2 cam. The thing that would be interesting is if it makes more low-speed power and is able to match the top-end power. They should be very popular cams. It's also going to idle better. So I'm very excited about testing it to find out where that crossover point is compared to the sloppy stage 2. I'm Richard Holder. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff. I'll keep testing.